And I can remember it was some of the most wholesome moments of my life in North Carolina. I'd get up every day and I have this schedule and I'd start. I'm gonna get back my habit tracker just so I can show you guys what I did and how I moved on. I'd get up every day and I'd follow this list, and I'd watch Hamzo and he'd post every now and then and he'd give the most wholesome content. I don't know what happened to that dude, but things change and people move on. And when I was finished, I'd eat a whole bunch of food. I have it on my other phone. I did a whole bunch of food, crackers, eggs, tuna, and I'd fry it. I mastered cooking tuna. I started off with omelets and I moved on with tuna. That's what I did. And I just have this big, huge meal, and I tell myself, nope, you don't get to eat until you finish exercising. Now, this is the commitment aspect I was talking about, because this is a really good example. And it works. If you commit yourself to not eating until you finish your exercise, it's like, damn, you have to do it. But oh, it's too, no, it's not. You're doing it for fun. Literally pick a couple of exercises, start, and punch until you get sweaty. Run until you get sweaty. Jump until you get sweaty. Do push-ups on the ground until you get sweaty. It is very easy to get hot and sweaty. And you have to do it to a moderate amount. You could do that in 7 minutes. Literally. 5 to 7 minutes. And then you can add on another minute. And another. And another. 1 minute. Maybe even 30 seconds if you're that lazy. But that's really how you start. Isn't it so easy? You learn some more moves. And then you can add some training. I remember this one time I was staying up late in the AMs. And I was like, no, I'm not gonna, this is gonna be a private topic. But I was learning some things about my life, and I was like, I was really disappointed at myself for not being able to commit and start anything. What's the point of my life? What's the point of me being here? If I can't commit to this one thing, I forgot what it was. That's how stupid I was. You're naive when you're young. You do stupid things. Like I do. And essentially, I just stay up in the AMs and I wouldn't stop. I wasn't going to sleep until I found out what I was looking for, or until I beat my addiction. I don't know if it was porn addiction or something, but I had to beat it. I wanted to punish myself because I was doing something wrong. And from the feeling, I was definitely doing something atrocious. Maybe it was porn or something. But in general, I did something bad. I didn't understand what was wrong with me. I didn't understand what was my purpose. I was trying to find this answer and I couldn't find it. I said, nah, you're not gonna sleep until you finish doing what you're gonna do. And I went straight exercise, work, sleep, without any sleep for 3 days. And I remember this one time I was watching Hunter x Hunter, and it was the most nostalgic thing. I wish I could go back in time. Everything was so good. My mom would come home after she ordered from this Mexican restaurant across the street, and I'd sit there and I'd cut open that beef thing. There was a pork one, and you know, I'm Muslim. I was practicing how to pray, so I need to make a video on that. I was practicing how to pray, so I was just praying. I had prayed at least 10 times on my list. That was the most times I prayed to God in my life. I love being a Muslim. And I was sitting there and I was eating that delicious steak wrap. I don't know what it's called. Man, if I get the menu back, I'd show you guys. I must have I definitely have to have the photos on my old phone. Once I reboot it, I'm gonna show you guys. I was sitting there, I took the knife, I cut it open, I'd eat it. Cowboy Bebop. But this is not about anime. I'm just telling you guys what I was experiencing at the time, so you can have the kind of feel for my nostalgia. These shows that I was watching, really good and calming shows. I cut out all degenerate music. I started off with one set of music, and I didn't like most mainstream, guns, violence, blah. So I switched to something that was kind of calm and better, and I liked it. And my mentality was in that zone, so I kept switching this music, and I would only listen to that set of music because I just felt weird not listening to it, and I didn't connect with anything else. This is my music. I'm gonna listen to it. Why would I constantly switch? This makes sense. I committed myself to listen to that set of music until eventually I drafted down. Got my heart broken by that girl. Went to the 18th century, no, 20th century music, which is the 1990s. Man, those are the sweetest times. Sweet 90s, sweet 80s, sweet 60s. And I was just listening to that type of music. I'm giving you all the information, by the way. That's why I keep ranting on. I'm going to connect back to the main point. I'm just listening to all of these types of music, and I'm just trying to heal my soul. So around this time, I had everything, and I wasn't going to sleep. I committed myself. I said, you know what? Each episode, I'm going to go. And once I finish these 1 or 2 episodes, I'm going to get up, I'm going to run back and forth, and I'm going to train. I did that get up, train, get up, train, get up, train. Sweaty. I was tired. I wanted to go to sleep. But I didn't stop. I couldn't stop. I didn't redeem myself. Get up, train, get up, train, get up, train, get up, train. Man, if I could go back in time, I would go back there. North Carolina. I just experienced that again. I don't know what the reason was. I'd love to find that out. That cold shower, that's when I started picking up cold showering. Oh, cold shower vaccine. I learned cold shower and I searched the video and I was like, yeah, that's good. People are learning it. People are saying it's good. Everybody's telling me to do it. My dad's telling me to do it. I'm going to do it. Commit myself. Really? It was easy to adjust to. You could start off by, this is another rant, this is a tip. You can start off by slightly switching it from warm, and you just keep turning the knob each and every day until you reach the cold level. And you stay on that. You got to embrace it. What the Iceman says, Wim Hof, is you use your voice, sing, just be a caveman in the shower. And you just breathe a lot. This is where the breathing technique comes in. The man from the way of the superior man in the book, or the author, breathe and let the masculine energy inside of you circulate. And that's what you gotta do. And really, I implemented that. These were the things I was learning. And so I get up, train. The 3 days, I wasn't gonna stop until I died or something. I don't know what I was in. I don't know what zone I was in, but I wasn't gonna stop until I found the answer that I was looking for. And one night when I was sitting on the couch, because I could stay up a night. That's the longest I've ever stayed for my life. 3 days straight. But unfortunately, my body was successfully able to knock me out. And I fell asleep, and I woke up like 2 hours later, and I was like, damn, there's no point. I've already rejuvenated myself. And I started to realize that this was really stupid from the beginning. But in general, those memories, I can't take them back. And I just go to Walmart, and I buy one of those cinnamon crackers or whatever, wheat crackers. You think they're good, but they're not. Man, I was cutting off sugar at that time, so I thought they didn't have sugar, but when I ate it, it definitely tasted sweet. I was like, it's my favorite type of cracker. I'm gonna just eat it. And I was specifically looking for the healthiest vegetables, fruits, nuts, oils, meats I can use. I wasn't really thinking about meat back at that time. I was a picky eater, but at that time I was starting to gain my appetite. And I was eating huge 4 plates of oats, everything. I watched off all of Hunter x Hunter, Cowboy Bebop, and I'm telling you, I fell in love. I wish I could go back in time and do that. I had Deja on there. I had everybody contact call, and I was going through the stuff with that girl. I really wanted to get with her. And I was learning about relationships, which is the information I could tell you now. But I didn't get with the girl. I finished all the series. I was beginning to run out of things to cook. And eventually, I got kicked out of North Carolina. I kept practicing my breathing skills until I was starting to perfect them on the drive. And once we moved back to New York, I lost them. And I began to lose my mind with my mom. And I almost ran away. That's going to be something I put in my little vlogging series, but I almost ran away. There was one point I sat down and I said, the next time I leave this house, I'm not going to Lee's anymore. I'm going to run away. I'm sick and tired of this, so I'm sick and tired of everything. I don't care if I die. I'm going to run away. I'm going to live my life. I'm going to find a way to make money. I'm going to do whatever it takes. And luckily, my dad was able to come by, get dropped off by the airport. He took me to Belgium. He told me some things. I went back and I was kind of listening. I went to Jamaica and my healing process began. While in Jamaica, a lot of things healed me. I ate and I learned a lot of things, changed my diet, reached this physique. Although I've had this physique for a very long time, I think you get it much sooner. After the first 1.5 to 2 months of you just straight up committing yourself to eating at one time with a good diet, because I'm pretty sure that's what played a major role, just fasting for a little bit until you get to the point. So that way your body can have the time to digest the amount of food. Because if you're just eating and following the diagrams, breakfast, lunch, dinner, your body's not going to get the time to digest the food. You're just adding more in there. And carbohydrates that make you hungry. Keep in mind that. So, sorry, right again, I apologize, but remember, I'm giving you all the information I have, just right off the top of my head. The first 1.5 to 2 months, you'll really start to gain your physique. Like, every time I started and a week would pass, and I'd train and I'd fall off. And when I fell off, it felt like I'd literally restart. Even though my body would look a bit stronger, everything felt like it was back to zero if I didn't exercise in one day. So eventually, I came to the point where I just couldn't accept that. So I just continued to exercise and I just continued to do what I do. And everything went smooth. So far to the point where we reach here. Linking back to what I was saying earlier. As long as you have fun, you do your exercise because of your goal. You want to be the strongest fighter in the world? Every man has that goal. That's not really a goal, that's just an aspiration. That's not really your dream when it comes to fighting. You got certain dreams in certain categories that you don't know yet. Fighting is one of them. Reading or writing can be one of them on the side. Growing a farm is one of them. Every man has that skill inside of them to grow a farm and just have all the food just grow there free. We all want to have that skill where we can just go in our backyard to find a cow, cut off his head, and just make a steak. That's what I want to do. But in general, these are skills that you need to look at from the beginning. And so with fitness, what I did is I wanted to fight. I wanted to get better and not be a liability in my brother group that I had. I trained and it would come to the point where I had to fight because some kids in school, or one dude in school didn't really like me, even though everyone was like, there's nothing wrong with this kid. Eventually, he had common sense and he decided to stop trying to test me. But that really could have led to a fight. These instances, the fight is coming. That's what God is telling me. And I can't just keep doing stupid things. I cold approached them, and these dudes are like trying to act like a gang. So that was the first time. I thought I was cool with them because from when I went from Lackawanna, I was the most popular dude there, as some dudes would say. One of the most, without even realizing. And everybody forgot about my popularity. I left. If you have a great status, a great community, a great bosom of something, of people that just catch attention to you, they're not really stuck to you, but they catch attention to you. And then you just vanish. You're gone. Your presence and everything that you had there is gone. So that's another thing with community and social networking. But in general, I apologize for the amount of rants I'm going to lower down on them. This is just me starting speaking. In general, Pick your goal. To fight a certain person or just to get stronger. Join boxing. Become that champion. And if you really want to be the strongest man in the world, then you better be doing around 150 push-ups a day. You got to reach that point. You got to add and implement skills, and you got to learn that stuff. Speed is the main thing. I taught you how to start. You already know how to start. If you don't write the pages, then there's no boxer. There's no you. If you don't make them punches, then there are no punches. There are no you. If you don't add in, then there's nothing. To build a boxer, to be a boxer, it's like building a house. If you can't even build the foundation of the house, then you don't even have a house. Where are you going to sleep? On the floor? So, you have to start with a simple goal. You have to commit yourself. Say, I'm going to do this drastic thing. I might give up on everything if I can't commit to this. Once you have your commitment in check, what you want to do, you just do it and have fun. And in general, what happened along the way, there's a lot of other things. I still didn't even get to how I got consistent. But all of that right there just teaches you how. I mean, in general, you have everything you need already. But if you want more, there it is.